Hey, this is John Cena, and you are watching this WWE Fan 13.
Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video, as you see in the title down below, is me my 10 favorite WWE wrestlers. Now, I'm going to do 5 men and 5 women. So basically, it's simple enough. I'm going to explain why they're my favorites, and I'm just going to go down the list from my number 5 to my number 1, pretty much. Pretty easy enough to explain and do. So with that being said, let's get this started. So I'm going to start with the men first. So number 5 is The Miz. Now, I've been a Miz fan probably since he was in ECW when he was with John Morrison. They were my favorite tag team when I was, one of my favorite tag teams when I was little. I don't know why, I just always liked them. They were just interesting to me. And like, but more back to The Miz, he was always my favorite because, I don't know, I honestly don't understand like why, but he's just always had my attention because he's just that good, let's just put it that way. Like his charisma, I guess I love how cocky he was for some reason, like his confidence, and like he's always just been funny. Like every time I see him, I never get bored watching him on TV. Like whether he was with Mizdow, with Morrison, with the Miz Taraj, or whatever he was doing, he was always interesting. And yeah, it's just simple as that, guys. I don't know, it's The Miz. He's awesome. So yeah, with that being said, let's go on to number 4. Number 4 is Samoa Joe. I've been a fan of Samoa Joe since he was in TNA. I actually do have some TNA figures that I could show you guys in a future video when I met him when he was in TNA still. But he was my second favorite wrestler when he was in TNA. And I've always liked him. And when I heard he came over to WWE, I was psyched. I actually bought his t-shirt right away. I was so excited to see him come to NXT and then to WWE, to the main roster. I was psyched. You know, it's hard to explain why I like Joe, because why wouldn't you like Samoa Joe? Like, he's an amazing wrestler. He is good on the mic. If you put him in the match with the right person, he will give you a 6-star, 7, 10-star match. Even, like, you know, it's just, he's just so good at what he does. And that's the best way I can explain to you. So yeah, number 3 is Shinsuke Nakamura. So I'm not gonna be one of those people who sits here and says, oh, I've been a fan of Shinsuke since he was in New Japan, and if he was in ROH, and I've been a fan of him since he was in ROH. Like, as you see, I don't know what companies he was in before WWE or NXT because I don't follow those companies. I just follow WWE mainly, and occasionally like Lucha Underground, and sometimes TNA, not really anymore. But I will openly admit, I started watching Shinsuke when he got to NXT. That was, I saw his very first match in NXT against Sammy, and ever since that day, like sitting there at NXT TakeOver watching him, that is what made me a fan of him. I had never heard of him, no idea who he was, 0 idea. I just heard everyone talking about him. And I went to the show because I was already going, and I like Sammy, so obviously I was going for Sammy because, you know, but Shinsuke won. But watching him throughout that match, I was just like, oh crap, this guy is good, like what? And so ever since that day, I've always been a fan of him. But yeah, so number 3 is Shinsuke. Oh, also I love that stuff he's been doing on SmackDown where he's like, me no speak English, or I forgot. Oh god, that stuff cracks me up. Every week me and my mom are laughing. But yeah, so that's number 3. Number 2 is a guy who I have been following since TNA also, along with Joe, is AJ Styles. I'll be honest, I saw him in TNA, big fan during TNA, and then he left to New Japan, I think, yeah, to New Japan, and to be honest, I stopped watching him because I don't watch New Japan. Number 1, I don't know how, I don't know where to watch it, but yeah. And so I stopped watching AJ for a very long time. And then he made his way to WWE, and like it sparked all over again how much I liked him. And so yeah, I might have missed some of his career, but I've been a fan of AJ since he was in TNA. It's been a while. And yeah, it's AJ Styles, guys. He's one of the best in the world, if not one of the best wrestlers in history. And he just, you can't even deny those facts. Like, I know one of my friends, I'm not gonna say his name because he'll probably get hate for it, does not like AJ very much. And but I look at him, I'm like, dude, how do you not like AJ Styles? It's AJ freaking Styles. And then he says, oh, well, I just like his theme song. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But, you know, AJ is just awesome. Like, from his wrestling matches, like him and Cena's match, amazing. He pretty much carried Brock Lesnar through their match. And he's just, I can't wait to see AJ and Joe. That is what I'm waiting for. But when they fight for the title, I just can't wait for that. It's going to be pretty much their matches back in TNA again. And I'm psyched for that. So yeah, number 2 is AJ Styles. Now, number 1, everyone's gonna be able to guess this. If you are a follower of my channel, you guys know my favorite wrestler, male, is John Cena. If you guys don't know, I did participate in Make-A-Wish. That's why my shirt right here I'm wearing. And I met Cena for my Make-A-Wish. And I love Cena. Like, it started when I started watching wrestling in 2000, but obviously Cena didn't get there 2002. But Kurt Angle was my favorite, along with like Eddie and stuff. But in 2002, when Kurt Angle did the open challenge and I saw Cena come out, I was like, oh, Kurt Angle's gonna beat this like little loser, you know. I'm a little kid at the time, so I'm like, oh, Kurt Angle's gonna kill him, like. And then when I saw Cena almost beat him, I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. So then obviously weeks went on and his character developed, and I kept having like an interest in Cena for some reason. And then when he started doing all the Doctors of Thugonomics, Word Life, and all that stuff, like, I just kept getting more and more hooked, and I just been a fan ever since pretty much day one. Like, after I saw that he was about to beat Kurt Angle, like, it shocked me because I thought Kurt Angle was like the best. And so yeah, and it's just history from there pretty much. I love Cena because, like, obviously his saying never give up, like, that meant something a lot to me when I was sick in the hospital. Like, just when I never get bored seeing Cena on camera. Like, he just always fascinates me. His matches at Mania are like, if you're there in person, you can feel like the magic. It's weird to explain, but yeah, guys, so those are my 5 favorite male superstars. Now I'm gonna go to my 5 favorite female wrestlers. So number 5 is Naomi. Naomi, she's different than everybody else, and honestly there's just something about her that, like, just separates her from all the other female wrestlers. Like, just her, like, the whole glow perspective, and like just her way of wrestling. I don't know, she's just awesome. And then her as a person, she's awesome. And yeah, guys, I just can't really explain. But yeah, number 5 is Naomi. Number 4 is the Raw Women's Champion, Nia Jax. I've always been a fan of Nia. I started when she was working at NXT, even though she wasn't really there for that long. But Nia always interested me. I'm not really sure why, but at the beginning, I don't know, I just knew she was gonna become something big. And obviously now she's a SmackDown Women's Champion. Now I wish she was still teaming with Alexa and stuff. I like that a lot. But Nia, the only thing I have to complain about right now is she needs to be a heel. But other than that, I think Nia's awesome. And she just deserves the title, and I'm glad she finally got this spotlight she deserves. Alright, guys, so number 3 is Natalya. I have been a fan of Natalya since she was with the Hart Foundation in ECW. Ever since then, like, she's just always been like one of my favorites. Like, growing up, Natalya was the number 1, obviously, until more people started coming in. But Natalya as a wrestler, obviously she's from the Hart family, so she's built for this. Her blood is wrestling, and so she's just an amazing wrestler. She's not the greatest on the mic, but, and also her just as a person, she's genuinely nice and one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and I will always support Natalya. Number 2 is our new SmackDown general manager, Paige. Paige just has always interested me. She is awesome as a wrestler. She is awesome on the mic. I have been there for so many of her big moments. I saw her win her first championship on the main roster. I saw her retire 4 years later in New Orleans in the same arena. And I remember when she came back from her injury, I was so excited. I literally jumped off the couch and I was so happy. And when I saw her, she had to retire, I was standing there in tears, guys. It sucked. But I'm glad she's not gone, and I'm glad I still get to see one of my favorites in the company, even if it's just as manager. And number 1, you guys should know, it's Becky Lynch. The straight fire, badass Becky Lynch. She has been my favorite since she started the whole like straight fire gimmick. In the beginning, when she was at NXT, I didn't like her that much because her character was just like everybody else, in my opinion. But when she changed it up and actually developed her own character, that's when I was like, oh, Becky is like awesome, you know? Like out of the 4 horsewomen, she was always the one that stood out the most to me. And yeah, and as you guys know, I actually do talk to Becky on Instagram all the time. And she knows exactly who I am. So yeah, Becky has always been awesome to me. And that is why I am the #1 Becky Lynch fan in the whole IWC, YWC, and WWE universe. It's just a fact, guys. Just a written fact. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I know in yesterday's video I said today was the collab with Wyatt, but I was wrong. It's actually tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a very good collab between me and Wyatt, and then I will be collabing with more people. The collabs will either be like every Thursday or Friday or Saturday, depending on where I put it in the schedule. But yeah, I do have some collabs coming up with Wise Guy, Mr. Punk 'em Out. I have Undisputed Brotherhood and a few others coming, so that's gonna be awesome for the channel. And then I have a new series coming out, hopefully I'm working on. So there's a lot of stuff coming to the channel. So yeah, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you go subscribe to Wyatt Fan and help him get to 4,000 subscribers. He's at 3,900. So guys, let's try to get him to 4,000. Hopefully with this collab we'll get him there. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.
Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
And his name is John.